Hey world, it's Tobo. It is September the 26th of 2014, and welcome back to the Friendship Cast. Yes!
Which is not a party. The Friendship Cast is not a party.
Oh, it's totally a party. It's just a,
Oh, okay.
subset of party.
Okay, fair enough. It's a little two-person party.
Mm.
Don't worry, I brought enough dip for both of us.
Yay. I miss doing these, I really did.
Yeah, and check it out, everybody. I'm in widescreen. Look at all this room on either side of me. I can go like this now, and you could see it all. That's useful. Yeah.
You're an even wider screen than I am.
That's right.
That's
right.
I may have to
that was my
fix
goal.
that for the next cast.
Oh, you're gonna squish me? Maintain my aspect ratio, Tobo. I don't want to look all squished.
I'm not gonna squish you. I'm gonna squish the window. So,
listen, if you meet me in real life, I am 16 by 9. So let's keep that at all costs, okay? Small's fine, but not skewed. Okay. That's all I ask.
That is funny. Alright, so, fair warning, internet is doing weird things, so we will likely get skipping. That's a thing that's going to happen. We don't care. We're going to cast through it. It's going to be awesome. So, I guess let's get this started. I'm a little bit confused looking at this because I'm not entirely sure where we start.
Well, if we organize by date, I'm pretty sure Ballroom with Bacon as Spy is first.
Looks right to me.
Because I believe that's even the order I think maybe the maps show up in. I could be wrong, but it certainly looks right.
It does indeed. So let's get this thing underway, starting things out with CanadainBacon on the Spy, SlappyDavis on the Sniper, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And yes, for the time being, we're back in old art. That is out of range.
It's going to be hard for me to give much analysis because I'm going to be looking through like a cringy face the whole time. I'm not really going to be able to see anything very well. Sorry in advance.
It's fine.
It's like I'm being punched in the face repeatedly.
That was an interesting bug that didn't work.
Wow. Okay. Well, shot in the ankle for a wrong arm bug, which I actually thought was pretty good.
I didn't like the wrong armness of it in that situation. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was. Yeah. But if we, if I show another look at this from the sniper side of view.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
well, you know what?
If you're looking at it, it's visible. And apparently he was looking at it.
That actually raises a really good point. Since that was only 20 seconds, we can now analyze this just a little bit. There is one interesting thing I think to say about this game is that there's two ways to examine how good a bug is. There's the bug itself, the technical aspect of it. You know, how visible is it from the angle? How well do you time it? How natural does it look? And the other is the time you choose to do it. So I think
that's true.
I think technically the bug is really good in that it's not too visible, doesn't stick out too much, but the timing is terrible. And I think the main reason is that he'd been hanging out by the ambassador for a good 15 seconds first. You know, you want to be near the ambassador as little as possible. That's why people like the walking by, the drive-by bugs. But if you're already near them and the ambassador's just hanging out there, he's already looking and already very suspicious. Slappy is. So I don't like the timing, but I think the mechanics of it were good.
I completely agree. I think that's a brilliant analysis of things. Either way, it's SlappyDavis on the initial victory there as we switch roles. So CanadainBacon stepping onto the sniper side here. Davis on the Spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
You said Davis, I did a double take. I thought, who on earth is Davis?
And keep in mind, this is any 5 of 7. The mission taken off here is going to be fingerprint. So
yeah, big deal. Usually you play 4 of 7 or 4 of 6 here. Having to do another potential hardtail, and by the way, it means you really can't dawdle too much.
Indeed.
So tough spy mode for sure. Especially with fingerprint off. Yeah.
Absolutely, this is going to be a very difficult game type for the Spy. Tales in the chat saying it looks like they're early 2000s. I think these are actually Sims 1 assets.
Yeah, no, I think he got permission to use them as a starting point, save him a lot of time, and just kind of kept using them. Both Spies go to books early. Interesting.
Indeed. He was able to get off a pretty clean purloin, though. Just now, the low light's starting to trickle in.
Let's see if he gets any of them wrong. This could be, the games can turn on these. If you get an early purloin, sometimes they're very aggressive with the low lights, and the spy can get low lit. But it looks like he avoided doing that, so that's good.
Looks like we've got 3 lowlights, I think, out of that, and 1 miss highlight from it.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think that's a pretty good outcome, actually. Normally, if it were 4 of 6, I would say that he's behind. But because it's 5 of 7, the number of lowlights he got, I actually think he's ahead.
I'm tempted to say they came out about even on that.
That's fair. But either way, I would say if it were 4 of 6 and that were the hardtail and he only got a few lowlights for it,
yeah,
rough.
I completely agree.
But he's in decent shape still here. He's not in bad shape.
So he's spending a lot of time just hanging out, and with the amount he has to get done, I don't think that's a good strategy. He's already down to 1 minute and 35 left on the clock. And only 1 mission done and 2 flirts. Here's the BB coming off on the white test.
This is a shot inducement attempt. It has to be.
And it works!
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, it looks like that anyway because he does a hardtail and then a BB, and we know how that works, right? If you see a hardtail and there's a BB, very hard not to shoot. Although it should be easier with 5. But Slappy in particular, he and I have had long conversations about this exact thing. He in particular, I think, likes to do that. He likes to induce shots a little more. Bacon does too, for that matter. Both of them do. So this is something he specializes in, and he did it really well.
Yeah. Yeah, very good stuff. So SlappyDavis actually able to come out with a 2-piece off Ballroom any 5 of 7.
That's not bad. Very, very solid open there, yeah.
Indeed. Impressive stuff coming out of there. So frames are not looking good, but hopefully it's still watchable. It's not that easy to make Spy Party unwatchably choppy.
That's true. That's true. It's not too bad. And because it's old art, who cares if it's choppy? It's hideous anyway. I can barely look at it.
Indeed. Alright, so next map is something everyone's going to be nice and familiar with. Any 2 of 3 balcony. As standard can get. But
not a whole lot of variation in this game mode compared to Ballroom.
Really not. There's a little bit now that fingerprint's a thing, but not really.
I'm really surprised that 2 of 4 hasn't caught on more here, but it hasn't for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised as well. So let's have a look at this here. It's going to be CanadainBacon on the Spy, SlappyDavis on the Sniper, in Classic Balcony in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And by Classic Balcony, I simply mean that the missions are any 2 of 3 bug, contact, seduce.
Right. I really was very curious as to whether or not Purloin was going to be viable on this map early on. I thought maybe it would, but it really hasn't proven to be. Bug is still more viable.
it hasn't. The only way to really make it viable is a green test with a bit of a chain to it.
Right, you got to get a little bit of luck there. Now, that's one of the reasons I like the idea of 2 of 4, is because it can be a bit of a Hail Mary, and it's one more thing they have to track, so that would work a little better. Or even 2 of 5, something crazy where Fingerprint's in it too. But Fingerprint goes the other way, a little too hard, so that's why it's still 2 of 3 after all this time.
Well, here's the thing. I like the idea conceptually of making this a 2 of 4 map, but already it has one of the highest spy win percentages on it, so...
Right, yeah. And people are of 2 minds about that. Some people think it's because it's balanced. I lean more towards thinking it's because it's a little more random than most of your games. But whatever the reason, it doesn't seem to need it. Yeah, but whatever the reason, it means it doesn't really need the spy buff quite as much.
Either way, we've got the contact done. We've got 1 flirt in place. Only 45 seconds left on the clock, though. And the flirtation cooldown just now expired for the next flirt, up to 68%. He is going to need a close white to finish this off, but the second target does step away. He is highlight.
That's big. And then the fact that
no. Yeah. Okay, 1 enters, 1 leaves, so we're still... That's a good position. We'll see if he gets shot for this next talk.
Oh boy. The target is on him.
It is. This is a very tense situation.
Could be incidental.
Cooldown expired. There's the talk. 10 seconds left to play. It doesn't look like a shot's coming. Oh, there it is. Oh, the shot comes off with a second and a half left.
Wow.
And CanadainBacon on the 3-piece.
Wow. You know what's interesting? I actually had to double check to see who was spy because that's the kind of shot Bacon usually takes. Bacon loves to take shots at the end of the 10-second window,
Yeah.
although he takes them much closer. He's really got the timing down. So Slappy actually the one taking the shot
Yeah.
in this case. I
Wow.
don't know. I think it was a pretty good game, and I think it was really sharp that he left himself. He got close enough with the flirts. We talked about this last week a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Left himself close enough with the flirts that he didn't need a green at the end.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
a big one.
Although,
I don't know.
that was largely... That was also partly due to the section target being kind for that last flirt.
Yeah. I thought that was actually going to save him. The fact that he didn't have to follow, that was very helpful. So probably a tough shot, I'm going to say, on Slappy's part, but obviously a good one.
Indeed. So, time to switch it up once again. So, CanadainBacon looking for his first win here on the sniper roll. SlappyDavis on 3-0 right now, stepping into the spy on classic balcony. Let's see what he can do with it. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Ooh, nice early flirt. Not bad.
Indeed, that was a very strong start from Slappy here.
47 though, so it's only of moderate value. It's still going to be a 3 flirt.
That's still very nice, but then that happened.
Oh dear. Okay. Well then, gave that one right back.
Yeah, red test banana breads.
The way Slappy was playing up 3-0, I think that's the only way he was going to lose a game. Had to just hand it to him on a silver platter.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's not a whole lot to say. What are you gonna do? Everyone's still red test, and I will say though that I find it really reassuring that the best of players still red
hit
test.
those. Yep.
Everybody still hits those. It keeps the game interesting. It's just enough randomness, enough Twitch stuff, enough of a Twitch mechanic that even the best players can completely blow it every now and then.
Yeah.
I find that reassuring. I like that. I actually really like that about this game.
I agree.
It's humbling, you know, to red flirt after thousands and thousands of games.
Yeah. I mean, like, there are these big moments in the Spy Party, where there's like 20 seconds left on the clock, and you pick up a statue for your last fingerprint, and it's a difficult test. Like, there are those moments, and then sometimes you hit it, you feel godlike. And then sometimes you've been gone completely under the radar all game, and you step into the conversation to get your banana bread done, and you red test. You're like, oh shit, what have I done?
Yep. I just blew it. I just totally blew it. Your hardtail's already done. You only need a couple missions. You're cruising, and then you just give it away. And that's why the spy is so stressful, because one wrong move. Sniper cannot be paying attention for 90% of the game, and if they look up right when the bug goes off, they got you. But the spy has got to be on.
Yeah. Then
there's no rest for the spy.
Yeah. And then there are also these moments. There are a lot of hilarious moments. Like when the timer's counting down to 10 seconds and you step into the conversation to try to get the flirt off as fast as you can, and you only need a white because you're at like 80%. So you try to hit it as close to the edge as possible to get it right in under the 10-second time, and you accidentally red test.
Yep, because you really wanted to get it. Yeah, there's just so many things about this game. It doesn't let you get too cocky. And I think that's great. I think that's great about it. It keeps even the top players really humble.
Indeed. Alright, so it's 3-1. Stepping into Courtyard 2 with SlappyDavis' advantage as he steps into the sniper role. CanadainBacon on the spy. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. And this is going to be any 4 of 7, which is fairly standard for now. No... Wait a second. What did he take off? No, nothing.
Nothing.
It's 4 of 7. I'm silly.
Yep. No shelves. Thank God.
Yeah, shelves on this map would just be what?
And we talked about this last week too. If you really just look for it, almost everybody just rushes off to get that first flirt.
It's very true. Picks up a 34% on it. Gets highlight as he steps into statues.
Yep, standard statue visit. Boy, Bacon though moving already. You gotta wonder if this whole game, if he decided before this game to rush. Sometimes he just decides and it's obvious from the get-go. We'll see.
That's true. I don't think he would be inspecting though if he was trying to rush. I think he would have done a hard tell by now.
He sure didn't hang out in that conversation for very long after flirting, though. Yeah, I'm done with what I came here for. He
That's
didn't really try
true.
to
Well,
hide
he's
anything.
stepping in for another flirt. He was going to, then his seduction target stepped away from him, and now everything's going to heck.
Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh boy. The first bounce was good, and then the next 3 were not.
Yeah, they weren't terrible. None of them were like 360s or anything. Oh god, then Toby happened.
Yeah, and if you're not looking
no,
at it,
then he missed a
whoa.
pad.
Oh, but it's perfectly in sync with the briefcase. The briefcase being picked up. It looks beautiful. He could have gotten a low light for that, to be honest. I don't know if that was planned or if that was just luck. I just say.
It wasn't planned. There's no way it was planned. White banana bread coming off and dies immediately.
Oh, okay, maybe he did see some of the bad thing.
Yeah.
If he shot him for that.
Wow.
Yeah, that was an aggressive, little sloppy game, but you know what happens. Slappy on it.
Not as well as Bacon can do. Definitely
That's
not.
True. He is definitely capable of more. That's certainly true.
And Bacon, once again, facing a fairly significant deficit here. As he steps
trying to
in.
come back. Not working.
This is not going to be an easy match for Bacon to come back into, as Slappy steps in to the spiral in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Oh, no early flirt for once.
Indeed, so that's interesting.
Yeah, he's hanging back. I think he might be a little emboldened by the fact that he was able to induce a shot earlier. He's taking it easy right now. We'll see. We'll see. When someone's jumpy like that, it's very tempting to try to, just get.
Oh, the white purloin! Oh no! Oh. There it goes. Canadian Bacon's rotating the wrong direction.
Yep. Cover it with a BB.
Comes off to try to cover up. He did get highlight for the stop talk. I don't think the purloin's been noticed yet, though.
That's a good question. I don't know. It might just be for the stop talk. Yeah, wouldn't that be funny, by the way, if he's not noticed for the purloin, but for the stop talk after the fake BB to distract from the purloin?
Yeah.
That's what gets you highlight. That's Spy Party in a nutshell right there.
Indeed it is. I'm impressed that he's held on to the string and not tried to gulp it, though.
Yeah, playing it cool.
He is at that. Getting ready for the actual banana bread here. Actually going for the flirt first, up to 34% on that.
Banana bread.
There's the real BB on the green test. A couple of low lights coming off of that.
Yeah, one statue visitor right then, but not too bad at all. Not too bad.
You saw Bacon hover over Slappy's ankle for a moment there, quite deliberately. I think he's a very high suspect at the moment.
Yeah, that might be what's going on here. He definitely seems to be. He's keeping Brown sort of in view a lot. Even though he's moving, it feels like maybe he's baiting a little something. He could be baiting Banana Man into a bug too, but I don't think so.
Also, Slappy is currently the only person highlit.
Yeah, that's worrisome. He doesn't have a ton of lowlights, and he's already gotten 2.5 missions done. But yeah, he seems like the only real suspect.
It's going to be a difficult game for SlappyDavis to pull off, but if anyone can do it, it's probably KCM.
I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he understands what kind of suspect he is, but if he does, I don't see how he can go to statues.
I agree. But then again, there's only 40 seconds left to play, and he's not even done his flirts yet. Still one mission left to do after that. It might have to be statue.
Yeah, what's it going to be?
It is going to be statue, and immediately... Wow!
Instant death. Yep. I think he was almost positive pretty much the whole game, probably shortly after the purloin, and he thought, well, I'll wait for confirmation. It feels annoying if you're the spy to realize that they were toying with you so long, but to be fair, sometimes you can be wrong, and if you're only 90%, you might as well wait and be sure.
That's very true. That is very true.
Got his hopes up, probably.
So, continue to have Slappy at a 1-set lead. Canadian Bacon not gaining any ground, but not losing any either. Let's see what he can do on High Rise, and this is going to be old High Rise.
Yes.
Which is a little bit sad face-inducing, because it's not pretty as all get out, but still, it's competitive.
Don't get excited, everybody.
Exactly. So, we've got Bacon going to be stepping into the spiral here, looking for a win. Slappy on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
It looks all wrong.
I know.
You know what this is like right now after playing the other art? This is like you take Beethoven's Seventh and you put it into like a MIDI file on an old phone. That's what this is like. That's what this feels like. I mean, you kind of can appreciate it, you know, but it's not the same. It's just
Play
not the same.
Beethoven's Seventh on a harpsichord.
Maybe on the spoons, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's not that bad, Checker. We just like the new art so much.
I mean, harpsichords sound pretty nice.
I'll take your word for it. Harpsichord, the haggis of musical instruments.
Okay, so
Okay, all right,
we've got
all right,
34% on the flirt, and not a whole lot else. The game type is any 3 of 5, so we can afford to really take some time with this.
Yeah, I just realized how hysterical this matchup is. Based on the numbers I used to look at in the leaderboard, I haven't updated them in a while, but these two players in particular have a penchant for trying to induce shots rather than complete missions. They both kind of like to slow play and do shots, and they're playing each other, which is kind of funny. So, some interesting mind games going on here, no doubt.
I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. But what we're looking at right now is pretty much the standard suite as far as 3 of 5 goes. It's going to be 4 soft and bug are the missions available.
And he looked like he was thinking about flirting, but the ST left, and he wasn't standing close enough, really. He would have had to green one of the two. I'm not really sure. Sometimes if you're trying to slow play, people will still sort of flirt to give themselves an out, you know, maybe to keep the possibility of rushing open. And they haven't really decided, so it's not always clear.
2 big lowlights off the fake banana bread.
Ooh, I think he's trying to frame Banana Man. Because
He may well
timed
be.
that. He timed that with Banana Man talking quite well, and he's not really doing anything else, so...
And
I
on
think
any
that's
3 of 5, it is very easy to get a shot induced.
Yeah, and he is the only highlight, so it's kind of working.
Indeed.
The hard part might be done. We'll see.
We'll see how this goes from here on out. Minute and 20 left to play. No missions done. He has to be trying to frame. That's the only way I could see this working.
Yeah, he's committing to it.
He really is.
Sometimes you do that early flirt just to give yourself a little bit of an option, another 20 or 30 seconds before you have to commit to it. But he committed to this one pretty early, I think.
He did.
It's worked once, though, and if a sniper's feeling jumpy, and you've already done it to them once, sometimes you can just do this to them all night. You can just ride it.
Banana Man not feeling particularly cooperative, though.
Yeah, he hasn't done a whole lot since. That's not going to help.
If he steps into statues or something like that, he's not doing anything, though. He's staying away from everybody, hanging out on the edges. This might not wind up working out.
No.
Oh, no. That's another unfortunate position for him. There's nothing to do.
Yeah. He's going to have to banana bread again. He has no other weapon. No other weapon at all. Maybe the highlight, maybe white suit next to the Amba.
15 seconds left to play. The real banana bread comes off. And what do you do now? I think you wait, honestly. I don't think that was in before the 10-second mark.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that was... I think he'd already committed completely to a certain plan, and even the backup of I'm going to BB again, just kind of thrown together at the end, unfortunately. Look,
he got a bug, though! He bugged right at the end. That worked, right?
Yeah, sort of. You know, look, the funny thing about Bacon is, you know, when it works, when he's in your head, it's like magic. It's like he's a wizard, right? And he tricks people into shooting, and you have no idea why they're shooting, right? But the downside is that when it doesn't work, it looks kind of weird. It looks like he just kind of sat there, and then he BB'd too late, and he didn't really do anything, and that was so messy.
Here's the thing, though.
It doesn't fail very gracefully, but it does work sometimes.
Here's the thing, though. That, I'm going to come right out and say it, that should have worked.
You think so, in that case?
I think that should have worked. And then Banana Man was a jerk.
Yeah, it was he did identify a possible suspect early on. I guess he must have gone to statues earlier. I don't remember. But he picked one earlier. He timed the BB well, but then he just didn't cooperate. But again, that's one of the pitfalls of trying to do that.
Yeah.
Also, he is known for it a little bit, and Slappy is probably hip to some of this.
That's true. So CanadainBacon continuing to have a very difficult time of this match so far. And the time is starting to tick down for him, so...
Yeah,
I believe this is match point now, right?
I think so. I'm not very good at math, so I couldn't.
Well, I just don't remember the format for the Summer Cup because I'm used to casting ladder games.
Yeah, that's true. Well, what is the total score? I
It's
can't
2 to
see this.
5 for SlappyDavis.
Yeah, yeah. He's in pretty good shape here. Whether it's the match point or not, it's pretty hard to imagine Bacon coming back. But he's got some pretty impressive comebacks under his belt in
Yeah,
high pressure situations. So wouldn't count him out completely. Let's see if he can make a game of it.
indeed. Let me just actually pull up the thread for the Summer Cup so I can have a look at what the game type is on there.
I know in the
Group
early going it was
stage,
8 games.
final stage. Ballroom, balcony, courtyard, high-rise, gallery. So yes, it is indeed match point.
Got it. Got it.
So this is a rough spot for our tasty friend Bacon here. It really is.
I believe it's centered around spy wins specifically. I think, isn't it?
That was just for the group stage tiebreaker.
Got it. Okay.
So, yeah. Right now it's just straight up. This is match point.
This is match point.
We've got Slappy on the spiral in high rise, any 3 of 5. Bacon on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And CanadainBacon really up against the ropes here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least he's sniper, so that'll help speed a recovery pretty quickly if he can.
SlappyDavis starting things out at statue.
If I will say, I don't know if he was originally planning to rush a swap, but that's the one you rush.
Indeed.
That's the one, because you have to go all the way over. Takes the longest to see based on the angle. That's the one you can rush swap the easiest.
Indeed. But swap isn't even available.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
no highlight, none of that. It is going to be the same thing as it was last round. The 4 soft and bug.
Not sure if he got highlight for the statue visit later or if he didn't like something about that path at the end.
Not really sure. It's hard to tell.
The timing of Bacon's highlights doesn't tell you much. They tell you about as much
Yeah.
as various highlights do with any timing.
Fair point. Fair point. So, that is a quick 2 inspects for Slappy. Now he's just hanging out, being as inconspicuous as possible. I think he's gunning for a banana bread here. The timing is perfect for it. Here he goes. He's only gonna give off one quote-unquote low light, but the guy's already low lit, so that was perfect.
The only reason he would have given off any at all, you see Bacon being very aggressive actually with the low lights. He's done it correctly so far, but he's bumped down several people for let's say non-hard low light reasons.
Indeed. So, really playing this out. I think he's really feeling the pressure of being on the ropes and is deciding to do a little bit more of an aggressive sniper strat here.
It's working really well so far. He's got down to 2 correctly.
That's true. Yeah, it's working fantastically so far. We'll just see if he can keep it going.
By the way, I don't care how good someone is at that. There's always a lot of guesswork in it. There's no shame in admitting it.
Indeed.
But some to yourself to the point where if you're a good sniper, you can make those guesses, 75% likely.
Oh, the red time ad though, and right as it's about to recycle back.
His only other
There's the
highlight
second
was nowhere
game.
near the window, so
I
I don't know if he
know.
noticed. So if he'd noticed at all, I think he would have shot.
Yeah, it was a failed fingerprint on the drink, followed by a red time ad.
Boy, I gotta say on
2 beeps within 7 seconds.
getting away with a time ad on this 3 of 5 in particular, pretty powerful because they're watching out for things like fingerprint on there. So it's just that much more time. By the way, that much more time to second guess his low light strategy too.
Bacon is really just staring down these two though. He knows it can't be. Uh-oh, that was a hard tell.
Yep, and he sees him in statues again.
And there's the shot.
Now, I could be wrong, but he wasn't going to be able to finish in specs there anyway, right? Those are the first 2 he did.
Right.
So, did I miss something? Was the Amba at that statue certainly beforehand? I don't think so.
I don't remember seeing the Amba even.
No, I'm jumping back a lot. I don't see it. So, I'm not really sure what that was. Maybe he forgot. Every now and then I go to a statue I've already inspected and think, oh,
May well have been a delayed shot for the going to bookcase, taking a sip, and then leaving.
yeah, that could be it. Yeah, it might not have anything to do with the statue. But I'm thinking more like, why did he go to the statue? What was Slappy hoping to accomplish there?
Yeah. I think it was more of a, Oh shit, that wasn't a gulp run!
Yeah, that might have been it. Go anywhere, and
Yeah.
even if it's a statue that doesn't help me at all, and as it turns out, gets me shot.
Yeah. I think that was the call. So SlappyDavis still, though, has 2 match points to work with. So
You can afford to give a few of these away, yeah. Yeah, and what he has to worry about is if he starts giving away sniper games.
Well, he's only got 1 left on the sniper roll to play. So
yeah, I mean, because you can still win most of those. So
indeed,
here it is.
It's going to be on gallery any 4 of 6.
That's what's interesting, by the way. I mean, we look at it like always down by this many games, but if 2 of them are sniper games, then really just winning the spy game could be the real turning point. It could all be about this right here.
Yeah, it's very true. This is the game CanadainBacon really, really needs.
And then things get interesting.
And then things get very interesting. We'll see how things go. It's gallery. Any 4 of 6 with no fingerprint and no banana bread.
Ooh,
Bacon.
that controversial choice. A lot of people have strong opinions about this.
We'll see how this turns out for him, though. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Gotta say, whatever you think of the choice in general does not suit CanadainBacon's play style as much as some players.
Indeed.
It really has a lot to do with how likely you are to get missions done, because the BB is one of the best shot-inducing cues you have.
Absolutely. It's very difficult to work with on this map in particular, though, because if you try to induce a shot with it, more likely than not, the person who would have gotten shot just got low-lit.
Yeah, right. So it's very tricky, but I will say that for certain people it makes a lot more sense than others. One of the people who makes a little less sense for is Bacon, but he can mix up his play style, and he might be planning on doing that. Maybe he's really planning on, going hard at the missions here for once.
He does start things off, the quick 47% on the green flirt, which is pretty solid.
Yeah, decent start, although always really tough to not get at least 49.
Well, here's the nice thing about it. Like even a 47% on this map. You don't like being really, really close for the flirts at the big paintings.
Yes.
So that gives you a lot more freedom there. Able to pick up a timer flirt up to 94, and literally any flirt will do it at this point.
Yeah, good shape.
Even any quarter of a flirt will do it at this point.
It's a good position to be in, to know that literally any flirt
it is indeed. Green test on the purloin. That could be pretty massive in and of itself.
And perhaps you remember, was it 14, 15, 18, something like that is the lowest possible flirt?
17 is lowest possible flirt.
The only number I didn't say, pretty much. Yeah. 17, right. So if you're within that, it's very comforting, yes.
We've had, I believe, a 3 reject chain followed by Bondo taking the drink. Has not been noticed that the purloin is gone yet. That was off completely clean. Highlight for statues, up to 2 inspects now. This is looking pretty solid for Bacon so far.
It is. Now, sometimes it can be very suspicious to be at statues when the purloin goes off, but I think with gallery it actually isn't. I think in the gallery's case it's pretty good. I think so. That really helped him.
Nice little path in front there for the last flirt.
Gotta wonder if you're looking at an inspect swap here at the end. He's got to go back once.
He does indeed.
He's gonna go back once anyway. It'd be giving away a lot to a whole different hard
1 minute
tell.
left to play. No matter what it's going to be, it's gotta be a hard tell. Why not make it the swap?
He's got his character model is like 6'6". He can do a little bit of body blocking there.
It's true. It very much is. The Danger Brothers, as far as body blocking go, are second only to Snaps and Buckswoggle. Not even Generals is good. Here we go. Here's how it ends. One way or another.
Too many highlights.
There's the inspect. It's gonna be a green swap, though. 30 seconds left to play. This could be massive.
That could be bad, too. I'm not really sure.
I think that's a good play, actually, hitting that. Because we should be able to pull an AI over within 10 seconds. It is going to be Snaps McGee as well.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. And he's far away from the statue now. We'll see. And the swap is not visible, really. Oh, until the very end there.
At 7 seconds. Hasn't been seen. And Snaps takes the bullet, ladies and gentlemen. Canadian Bacon has brought himself back from the brink, and he's only a sniper game away from bringing things into overtime.
Wow, that's a big one. Yeah, tough break for Slappy. I really don't feel he could have played that too much differently, except keeping those highlights down earlier in the game. That's the problem. He let him get a little out of control.
Yeah.
If they weren't out of control, if there were only a few highlights and he was able to focus in more on Yellow Danger, there's a chance he shoots him just for being there because there was less than a minute left. He was body blocking back to the camera and everything. Second visit. But when you got a lot of highlights, it's really hard to shoot any one of them for a late statue visit.
That's true. At the same time, I think the purloin was completely clean.
I think you're right, and that makes it really hard too. I'm actually, if anything, I'm impressed that he waited to shoot as long as he did, knowing
agreed.
So
that was a very impressive game from Bacon there.
Yeah, a big win.
And now he's on the sniper roll, fighting for overtime. Slappy with a chance to put it away for the third time tonight. Let's see if he can do it on the spiral. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
It's it's a little dramatic all of a sudden.
It really is.
And Slappy knows this.
That's a bad start. Picks up a little bit of a pathing error on the way in. Is able to get 51% on the flirt though. And I don't think the pathing error was seen, so it is going to be a fairly solid start.
Pretty early on.
Ooh, manual transfer coming off. Never mind. I thought I saw the hand go down, but I totally didn't. My bad. I apologize.
He leaves, and not marked yet. We'll see. Some people don't mark books. Some people just memorize a couple. I don't know how viable that is, but
that's generally my plan, and I'm terrible at guarding books.
Little bump there.
He does step right back in to the red case.
Interesting. He might have marked him just for the position. Some people, I know Kaylee likes to highlight just for standing in that spot because it's so blocked by the conversation.
Maybe. And he was in that spot twice in a row. So
yeah, maybe. Hard to say. He might not have liked some of the pathing, but
maybe.
They all make sense. All the reasons make sense there.
51% on the flirt and a highlight, and that's it so far. Not the best position for Slappy.
Yeah, he got started really early there, but hasn't done a whole lot since. We'll see.
Ooh, gets the 2 flirt done though. That's very nice.
That can be very nice on gallery, yeah. But he's got to get something else done.
Here's the big problem though. He's already highlight and hasn't been to statues yet.
That is rough, yeah. I will say that Bacon cares about that a little bit less than your average person, maybe. He's a little less likely to shoot for statues, and he doesn't even always highlight for them. We'll see if he highlights blue dress here, for example.
That's a very good point.
He's not doing it right now. We'll see. Maybe he'll do it after, maybe not.
But if you specifically see a highlight go to statues twice...
Yeah. There's once.
Yeah.
So he's got to hope that maybe he's not watching statues too much this game.
It's hard to say, though. I honestly really don't like SlappyDavis' position here, especially with only a minute and 15 left to play.
Yeah, he's behind, for sure.
Is he going to go for the time ad? Is he going to go for the time ad? I don't think it would work out for him.
I don't know how much choice he has. We'll see.
That's very true.
He does like them. Nope.
No time ad.
No, just trying to kill time, I guess, rather than add some.
Bad call.
It's the exact opposite of adding time. He's just killing time.
Stabbed time in the back. That was not the path he wanted to take.
Yeah, and he's back at a bookshelf. I don't know if he's thinking about doing this. He might be hanging on to it so he can dump it late. Maybe?
What happened there was he was trying to get into the conversation to Banana Bread, but couldn't find a spot.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to do it still.
Here it comes. It is going to be green.
Not bad.
But the shot comes off either way. And ladies and gentlemen, drama located. We have overtime.
We have found drama. Or does it find us? I kind of feel like it finds us a little bit.
A little bit.
Seems like that.
All right, so.
No, not again.
Summer Cup. Here's how overtime works. You pick either balcony or high rise. You play 2 games on it. If it's balcony, any 2 of 3. If it's high rise, any 3 of 5. If you're still tied, you can either switch maps or not, depending on how you feel. And I believe if someone winds up 2 games ahead, So if someone wins a full set on overtime, that is going to be the end of things.
Right. So whoever loses the first one, they're immediately playing for the whole match right afterwards on the very next one.
Indeed.
So really, really stressful is what you're, if we have to summarize
really, really stressful.
Really, really stressful.
Not as stressful as missions equals points.
That's probably true. That's probably true. But in some ways, it's more because I'm not really familiar with this one. This one's a little different. At least that I'm starting to wrap my head around.
This is just games.
This is just games.
This is just games. It's just Spy Party in a very sudden death scenario. But it's just Spy Party. We're starting things out on the balcony. CanadainBacon on the Spy. SlappyDavis on the Sniper. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
It would be huge to pull off a spy win here and force Slappy to try to do the same on balcony.
It really would, but the highlight for the super early talk and only 17% on that flirt.
I gotta say, this is witchcraft. I played a lot of people on balcony, and there is no rhyme or reason to it. Some people will highlight for the first, some people for the second talk, some people for the third, and some of them will highlight for the first talk on the first game and the second on the second game, and it's just whatever strikes you. Case in point, right back down.
I've seen people low-light for first talks.
Yeah, right. There really is no... I don't even know if you can call it meta exactly, because it just feels like rolling dice sometimes.
It really does. I do not understand balcony as well as I'd like. The banana bread has come off. No lowlights from it. No highlights from it. Well, except for brown dress. So that's a highlight.
Yeah, he's most of the way there, and he's already been bumped back down. There are two highlights that aren't him. He's in pretty good shape.
He is. CanadainBacon still has 2 flirts to go, though. Ooh, that was a sweet little move at the window there.
There was a little risk involved there, but it worked out kind of well. He kind of had to say, "I'm going to beat him here, and I'm going to make it look smooth." That could be the game.
And did it ever work out for him? Quick little watch check at the window there.
Ooh, Snaps takes that spot. He might have to really cram himself in there.
But he's going to go window to window to try to see if a spot opens up a little bit nicer. Also getting away from there for the flirtation cooldown to expire faster.
He's gonna have to talk with 15 or 20 seconds left. That's gonna be pretty hard.
That's not the spot he wants to be in, but he's not highlight. But the shot comes off anyway on Snaps McGee, and suddenly advantage Bacon. That's his 4th win in a row.
That's quite a turnaround. That's huge. Yeah. And some of them have been very close. You know, some of them really could have gone the other way. He's really been, dangling over the edge of losing for so long and not quite doing it.
Indeed. So. Wow.
This isn't even fun anymore. It's just too stressful.
Oh my,
I don't like this.
Oh my, oh my.
Yeah.
Advantage Bacon. I don't know how he's made this comeback, but he has.
By the skin of his teeth.
And suddenly he's in a position to put this thing away. SlappyDavis fighting for another round of overtime. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Playing spy on balcony for your life, that's not a position you want to be in, but he's capable.
It's better than playing spy for your life on any other map.
I like this move, by the way. I like the idea of not going to flirt, but putting yourself in a position where there's an open spot right next to you, so that the AI has a decent chance of planting next to you. He didn't, of course, but there was maybe a 1 in 2 or 1 in 3 chance he was going to. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I completely agree. How you position yourself in the conversation circle when the seduction target isn't there.
Yeah. It's not, it seems random, but it's not. There's an element of choice and skill to it. It doesn't guarantee anything, but it makes your odds go up that, that you'll get a little lucky, so.
Did hit the green flirt for 25%. Did hit the green banana bread for
pretty big
a
deal.
lack of highlight. There's the highlight because Ambassador got snuggly.
Yeah, I guess so. He highlighted him after a while there. I don't think he thought he saw a bug. He was looking pretty close, and I didn't see any movements that could be confused for it.
Indeed.
But again, highlights and lowlights on balcony, as vague as the wind.
That was an unfortunate path. Didn't know Toby was blocking.
Yeah, a little bit. Not too bad. He's got to get this in so that the timer can cool down in time.
Indeed,
to the end.
76% on the flirt. If neither of them move, doesn't matter.
Right in the toe.
Doesn't matter. And I believe that is victory for CanadainBacon.
Well, he did it. I gotta say, even though it was match point, this is a relatively small set. There aren't that many games involved, so it really doesn't take a lot. If you go on a nice little run right around the middle, in this case, you can win half your games.
Yeah,
Just in one big rush. So, nice job. I feel a little bad for Slappy because I don't think he played very badly. Normally,
I
when you
agree.
see something like this, you think, oh, collapsed, gave a bunch of games away. I don't think he did. And I don't. That's not to take anything away from Bacon either. I just think that they were very close games.
Yeah,
A lot of them like coin flip type of games, but he won a few of those in a row, which happens sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
Won a lot of like 60% games. You win 3 or 4 of those in a row. It happens sometimes.
It
So
does.
good play by Slappy still, but
Yeah.
not quite. Just couldn't get that last 5%.
That was a very even set, which was a lot of fun to cast.
Yes, yeah. Thanks to both players for having interesting play styles too, not
Yeah.
just for playing for us, but for being so much fun to cast.
Absolutely. So, I guess that about wraps it up. I have to apologize again for the weird internet business that's been going on this evening. But, a little bit of housekeeping. The schedule has changed. So, rather than doing Friday and Tuesday, I'm now doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's all going to be at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So, yeah, third show. Yes,
Yes, yeah. Weekends are all about Spy Party now.
indeed. Other than that, I think that's about it. That about wraps things up. So thanks a ton for coming out to cast with me again.
Thanks for having me again. Good set.
You're absolutely welcome. And until next time, this is Toboshi and Warning Track. Signing off. And right as we finish up, my damn internet stabilizes.
Of course it does. Of course it does.